Lately, I've caught myself just waiting for my life to start. I wake up, I make my coffee, I go to work, I come home, I scroll on my phone, and I go to sleep. And somehow it's Monday again, and the repetition starts again. Nothing is necessarily wrong with my life. I have an amazing husband, the sweetest dog, I have a safe apartment that I genuinely love, and I have a full time stable job. So, why does it feel like I'm just going through these motions? I realized maybe I haven't been unhappy. Maybe I've just been waiting for my dream life to begin. So, a few weeks ago, actually, for quite a while now, I've been pondering what romanticizing my life would look like. So, I searched it on Google. I asked, how do you romanticize your life? And Google's AI overview said something like romanticizing your life means treating everyday routines as special moments, focusing on mindfulness, gratitude, and simple pleasures. It's not about pretending life is perfect, it's about learning to see beauty in the ordinary. And I thought that sounds beautiful, but how can I put that into practice if I consider my ordinary boring? So naturally, I went to Reddit, and a lot of people were sharing the tiny things that they do to make life feel a little bit more magical. And someone said that they eat dinner by candlelight every night. Another person wears a silk robe around the house because it makes an ordinary morning feel elegant. Someone else said they speak their gratitude out loud every single day. And one person said they re-parent themselves. They celebrate even the smallest accomplishments instead of constantly moving the goalpost. None of these people talked about buying expensive things. They weren't waiting until they had more money or more time. They were simply paying more attention to the life they already have. So, this is my routine. I work in retail, so my schedule isn't the typical Monday through Friday. Some days I start at 9, other days I start at 11. But recently I've started waking up every single day at 6:30 a.m. Not because I'm trying to become one of those perfect morning girlies, but because I realized I needed mornings that actually belonged to me. The first couple of hours have been my favorite part of the day so far. I spend time with Buddy. Sometimes we're just lying in bed together. Sometimes I'm reading. But if I'm completely honest, most of the times I'm just scrolling on my phone. And that's something I'm still working on. Making my coffee is probably my favorite ritual. It sounds silly, but it's one of the few moments where I can slow down, pause, in my own way meditate, and mentally prepare for my day. I spend some time putting the apartment back together after making my coffee. So I make the bed, I do a little vacuuming. Of course, I've got to feed Buddy, take him outside, and then I get ready for work. When I describe my routine out loud, it actually sounds kind of peaceful, which made me realize something. Maybe the problem isn't my routine, it's probably how I've been looking at it. I've been treating this season of my life like it's just a waiting room, like my real life will begin later when I make more money, when I travel more, when I have more freedom. When. But what if this is just the life I have right now? I got to be present. I have to be grateful, practice more gratitude, and I still have habits that I want to change. I spend way too much time on social media, and I tell myself I don't have time to read while spending an hour doom scrolling. There are watercolor supplies sitting in my apartment that I never use, coffee shops I've saved on Google Maps that I've never visited, and a gym membership that actually could probably use me more often. I realize I don't necessarily need more time. I just need to be more intentional with the time that I already have. One thing I finally decided to stop putting off was YouTube. I wanted to start my channel back, I think in like 2018, and I dreamed about filming videos, telling stories, documenting my little life. And somewhere along the way, I convinced myself that I needed the perfect camera, so I bought one. And then I convinced myself that I needed more confidence. I'm still working on, and more experience, which I won't gain unless I do it right. More everything. And I think I was just scared. So here I am, finally beginning again, but imperfectly, and that's perfectly fine. And while I've been thinking about all of this, I heard someone say, aka Tom Holland, in an interview when he was doing press for The Odyssey and Spider-Man. He said something about they asked him if he was going to take a break. And he was saying something about, like, of course, yeah. And he said, I work to live, not live to work. And it kind of stayed with me this whole week because I feel like I've been living to work. I feel like right now I've just been kind of focusing a lot on work. I haven't been able to find that work-life balance just yet because I shouldn't be living to work. I should be working to live my life, right? So, I mean, I wake up, I go to work, I come home, repeat, and somewhere inside that cycle, I forgot what I was actually working towards when I imagine my dream life. I actually don't picture any luxury. I don't picture designer bags or giant houses, even though that would be nice. I picture time. Time with my family in Mexico, time with my husband's family in Korea. I picture dinners that don't feel rushed, holidays where we don't have to count vacation days, and being able to stay for weeks instead of a long weekend. I think what I really miss is feeling connected. My husband and I are celebrating 5 years of marriage this year, which is kind of insane if you think about it, but we're planning to hopefully renew our vows just between us two. And something I'm really excited about is sitting down together and asking each other, what does our dream life look like? Because I'm not doing this alone. Relationships are about effort, communication, and compromise. I think these years have gone by so fast, and we spent the years working towards a future without ever stopping to actually define it. So I'm excited to hopefully plan. And, sometimes life doesn't go according to plan. So maybe romanticizing your life isn't about buying flowers every week, even though that is something I do to romanticize my life a little bit more. And it's maybe also not about drinking coffee from your favorite mug, even though that adds a little whimsy, but maybe it's simply about paying attention. It's about slowing down enough to realize that this ordinary Tuesday is still your life. I'm still trying to figure this out, and I'm still trying to spend less time on my phone, read more books, call my family more often, and build a life that feels like me. I think that's what this channel is going to be. Not someone who has everything figured out, but someone who's learning how to fall in love with her ordinary life one day at a time. If you ever felt like you've been waiting for your life to start, I hope this video reminds you that maybe it already has. And thanks for spending a little piece of your day with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.